This I know.
Oh yeah, I actually did see Bundy. And
Sorry?
I did see Bundy.
No, you did, yes.
And I was just wondering, like, what kind of like process do you have to go through to play a character like that, like become Ted Bundy?
I mean, really, I watched a lot of the videos that I could find of him. That was the main thing, was trying to get some mannerisms and things like that, and like get some of his weird looks down. You know, that was really it. And then I came up with kind of a lot of my own backstory and stuff in order to justify that, the kind of person he became. But segue, the funny thing about that is that Ted Bundy carved his name in the table, the defense table that he was at, where when he was in Florida in his trial, he carved Ted Bundy into the table, right? So this is before, years ago, before I played Ted Bundy. I was working on the movie I was just talking about, RoboDoc, actually a movie film with David Faustino. And we were filming in a courthouse that's now not in use. It's in Orlando. They don't use it. It's more like a tourist place. And they have the original table for the Ted Bundy trials there. And they have like this piece of plexiglass over where he carved his name, Ted Bundy, in the table, which is just so bizarre, right? Yeah. So that's there. And we're filming, this scene where we're in court and David Faustino's character is at the prosecution table, I'm at the defense table or whatever, and we're doing this whole thing. Well, David Faustino at the other table decided to carve Bud Bundy into the other table. So now at that courthouse, there's one table that says Ted Bundy, and then there's the other table over there that says Bud Bundy. And I'm really not sure who's the crazier one.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey.
Beth. Hello. She said she loved the episode of Frozen. Sorry, I didn't want. If you can come closer to the microphone until then. That's perfect.
Anyway, also on
Okay, so she was asking, how do I stay motivated as a writer, and was it difficult for me to do the video here for my horses? I think she's referring to the fact that I was dressed in drag. Anybody seen it?
Yeah.
And you know what? My legs looked great. I didn't even shave. There's nothing hard about working with Toby Keith and Willie Nelson. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like these guys are one's an old school icon, one's a new school icon, and that was just an incredible opportunity for me. It was like I got the phone call. They're like, hey, would you, like my agent is like, would you be interested in like doing this little music video thing? And I was like, what is it? They're like, well, I mean, it's like this Willie Nelson, Toby Keith. I was like, oh yeah! Are you an idiot? Look, I know California is liberal and everything, but it's freaking Toby Keith and Willie Nelson here. Yeah, I want to be in that video. So it was awesome. And then how I stay motivated as a writer. I mean, really, it's just I'm an avid reader. I read a lot. I get a lot of inspiration from stuff I read. I primarily only read nonfiction books, and I draw a lot of my inspiration from like different alternative historical viewpoints and things like that. And outside of that, I mean, it's just life keeps me motivated. It's like I constantly just like end up. I have like a notepad on my phone, and I have a list of all of these different ideas for movies or scripts or stuff that are in there. And so I'm always motivated. Plus, I like to tell stories. You know what I mean? I like the art of storytelling. So I mean, I've written about 18 screenplays, and none of them have seen the light of day. None of them have ever been produced. But I like to write, so you know what I mean? So it's like, it's really I'm writing for myself, and then if they end up getting produced, fantastic. If not, then I got some great kindling.
I just want to let you know you played the part really well on Supernatural. I got to admit, now the season 7 was really daylight Saturday.
My pleasure.
But that's why I said you did your job right.
Thank you. Yeah.
What's it say?
Oh, she said that she really enjoyed me as Christian Campbell.
Okay, so if you're not going to be Harold Ballard in the news, then which would you prefer, Stu or Larry?
How about Trash Can Man?
I don't know, think you can film that for our shoes?
I don't know. Could I? Yeah, I'll take one yes.
Do it, do it.
Yeah, that'd be a trick to me. I mean, I don't know how often that happens. Usually when people end up in remakes of stuff that they were already in, they usually end up with like the one line, you know? It's like that, you watch it and you're like, oh, there's like, it's like, I think they had, wait, who was it that I saw? Oh yeah, in the movie The Incredible Hulk, when they had Lou Ferrigno playing like the security guard or whatever. It's like, that's what you get. You get like a security guard. Oh look, it's the security guard. He's playing the real Hulk. It's probably what I would get, a little one-liner. But I would love to do it.
Hi.
That's just so cute. Get a high five.
I actually really love high-fiving, so that was totally awesome.
Oh, right on.
But the guy before who had the BuzzFeed question actually took my question from me. He's going to make my comment. I didn't see...
How dare you? Where are you? Taking this fine lady's question. You! You're over a drink later at the bar, pal.
I'll take it. I actually did watch the whole movie because, well, first of all, my roommate is getting a master's in college, so she was watching the movie for that. And I only watched part of it because you were so good as Ted Bundy. You freaked me out so bad.
Okay, over to the side quick. We've got about 2 minutes left, so I'm gonna try and fly through these last few questions real quick. Go ahead.
Okay, so my question has nothing to do with your acting whatsoever.
Okay, great. Next question. No, go ahead.
You were talking about Spotlight here. You ever know about it?
No, but one of my mom's best friends in college dislocated his shoulder doing it. That counts for anything.
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bet. Over here.
Okay, 2 questions.
Oh, for you, John. Oh, I'll take it.
Mine is what inspired you?
Say what?
What inspires you?
To do what I do.
And do you do your butt work?
Do I do it with butt work? That's what inspires me right there. That is the kind of inspiration that I need in the morning. My own butt work, though. I'll take a stand-in on that one. I'll take a butt double on that because I don't know about that. I don't even know what that means.
It means you have to stand it. Like, when you're...
Yeah, you're talking about like the episodes of Starving? Because my ass is showing something. No, did you see that? It's a full body shot. Unless I have a twin, it's me.
Yeah, I was being facetious. Okay.
That was good.
Thanks.
That was good. That was good. You're funny. You win, Jenna. We'll talk later. You're fired.
Good luck finding that airport. Hi, so my question is, if you did not play Christian Campbell on Supernatural, which character would you like to play and why?
I'm stumped. I I don't know. I mean, because it's one of those situations where I wouldn't know what, because I auditioned for it or whatever, so it's like, I wouldn't really know what character to play. I don't know.
Have you watched any Supernatural episodes?
Yes, I watched a number of them, but I wouldn't, and not being as avid of a fan as some of you might be. I wouldn't necessarily be able to determine exactly which particular character on what episode and what season I might have wanted to play had I had the opportunity to play it. But, that being said, I love the fact that I did get to play Christian Nemec. But, if I had a choice, I'd like to have played Rachel Weiner's character. I would have liked to have tortured myself. Just those leather straps. You've been bad, Corky! You've been so naughty and bad! And then when I came up from below,
You just wanted to kiss Cass.
fine, I did.
Hi, I'm Christia, and I was just wondering what your favorite part about filming Supernatural was, and if anything crazy happened during filming.
Nothing necessarily crazy happened except for those two gigantic guys driving around on these tiny little miniature motorcycles. I was like, what are we, a circus? You realize the distance from your trailer to the entrance to the stage is about 20 yards, and you gotta drive a little motorcycle to get there? That's about the craziest thing I saw. And especially from behind, that's the funny part. Those two guys and you would have loved it. You would have loved it. They're so sexy on the tiny bike. And from a man's point of view, yeah, they are. I'm a little jealous. I'm only 6 feet. I'm like 6'2", and 6'3", or 6'5", and 6'3", and 5, and 10. I'm like, I'm doing the scene with him right here, like this. I'm like, oh yeah, you think you're tough? You think you're, ow, crank. Okay, last question.
In Family Matters, you are revealed to have been a demon. Did you know that the whole time, and how did it affect how you portrayed Christian?
Funny enough, I didn't know. I had no idea. They're very secretive about the scripts, so I did not have a clue that I was actually a demon, which I think is cool because I may have played the character different had I known that I was a demon. So it was kind of, I was like, oh, cool. So, I made those character choices based on the idea that I wasn't a demon. So I think it actually plays better than maybe choices I would have made had I known that. But when I was reading the script, I'm sitting there reading, and I'm like, oh, and he gets his neck broken and I'm dead! I'm dead! I don't even finish reading this script. I'm dead! But as an actor, I have to finish reading the script. It's part of my duty. I turn the page. Christian Campbell jumps up and he's a demon and I'm alive! And then I get the next episode that I'm in and I'm like, and they kill me as a demon, I'm dead again! Killed twice on this show. So I'm hoping to get killed at least 3 or 4 more times. That won't be the last, alright? It's a bear. I would like that very much. Yeah, so hey, yeah, I just got the tea from the side of the stage, the old, which actually means time out. I don't know if you're aware of that, but that means time out. So do we have a new plan? Are you gonna run? Should I come over to the side of the field and you're gonna tell me, no, run the bone. Okay. So, at the Supernatural Convention, this does not mean timeout, this means get the hell off stage. But thank you so much, everyone.